want, you could start with eyes closed for a few breaths. And you might even find some open mouth exhales. And signaling to the physical body and to the mind that you're entering that time to draw inward, to focus on yourself, on your body, on your being. And to just notice where you're at today, using the movements, the poses, as opportunities to collect some information about you. And as always, just trying to stir away from rights or wrongs or goods or bads, taking away that filter. And see if you can grow just a little taller through your spine as you breathe in. And relax your shoulders as you breathe out. And then again, notice the inhale extending up. And then soften maybe through the face as you breathe out. And then feeling an expansion through the front of the body as you breathe in. And then finding some engagement through that lower belly as you breathe out. And taking about 3 to 5 more cycles of breath, getting acquainted with your breath, with the rhythm. And trying to listen to the sound of your breath and coming back to that sound and to the sensations of your breath anytime throughout your practice. So I've said this before, but as long as you're breathing with intention, you are practicing, you are doing your yoga practice. And the movements are just extras, because there is already movement when you breathe in and breathe out. Take one more inhale. Exhale. And then with your next inhale, open your eyes, looking forward, and then reach your arms wide and overhead. Maybe turn your gaze up. And then as you exhale, lower your arms down by your side, and maybe you lower your gaze down. Moving like that a couple more times, reaching up as you breathe in, and lowering as you breathe out. And one more inhale and lift. And exhale to lower. With your next inhale, reach your arms forward, interlace your fingers and turn the palms away from you as you push your palms forward and send that back body back. So find that rounding. As you breathe in, send your palms towards the ceiling and lengthen up. And then as you breathe out again, find that rounding. Chin to chest, push that back body back. One more time, reach your arms up, breathing in. And rounding that spine as you breathe out. With your next inhale, rising up. And then on your exhale, right arm down, turn your left palm and find a side stretch. Bring yourself back through center, breathing in. And take yourself to the other side as you breathe out. Inhale, coming back through center. And then on your exhale, send your arms wide and keep them shoulder height with your palms facing out and your fingers drawing in. Find some circles through those shoulders, keeping your elbows extended as best you can. And imagine you were trying to push walls away from you. And then switch direction. So you've got engagement through your arms and your shoulders. And then switch direction again. And last time and switch. Nice job. Keep pushing through the heels of your hands. And then pause with the rotation. Point your fingers away from you and make fists. Find some rotation now through the wrists. Both directions. And then with your next inhale, open up those palms. They're going to be facing forward. And you can do this with your arms still extended shoulder height, or you can lower your arms some if the shoulders are getting tired. We're just going to find rotation now through those shoulders, but including the hand. So we're going to turn the palms to face back. So the thumb is going to point down, and allow your shoulders to do this internal rotation. So it's like the head of your shoulders coming forward and down too. And then open up, turn the palms maybe up towards the ceiling, and maybe they even turn some towards the space behind you with the pinkies going up. Okay? And find that movement again. Turning the palms back or even up. So now thumb is going back behind you. And then turn the palm all the way up, and depending on the mobility, maybe they turn somewhat back. Last time, breathing here. And one more, turn the palm up, find all that rotation. And then from here, release your arms, palms are facing in, and really relax those shoulders. Let your arms hang, maybe a wiggle through your fingers. Take a full breath in, lengthen through your spine. And then as you exhale, drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Pausing, right shoulder is heavy, breath in. And breath out. Gently, the head comes back through center. And then let's take it to the other side whenever you're ready, taking a pause in between if you need to. Right ear towards right shoulder. Mainly, this left shoulder gets heavy, so you get that pull and that stretch through the left side. Gently, head comes back through center. Return your hands to rest on your thighs, and then lift your heels as you breathe in. And lower your heels as you breathe out. And lift, inhale. And lower, exhale. And lift, inhale. And lower, exhale. Nice job. Let's bring that right knee towards the chest. Maybe hands around shin or behind the thigh, and just give it a squeeze. And we're going to find some cows and cats. So I'll just come sideways. Notice the movement through the spine. Breathing in as the chest comes forward. The gaze might lift. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Breathing out as you round and bring the forehead towards that knee. So towards, they don't have to touch. And then again, inhale. Puff that chest forward and up. Exhale and round, draw belly to spine. And one more time, just like that. Inhale. And exhale to round. And then find a neutral spine. Transfer your left hand to your left thigh, and then your right hand to your right knee. And see if you can find some rotations through that right hip, just like this. Keep your spine lifted, breathe in. And breathe out. And then switch direction. And then we're going to bring that knee back through center, and we're going to release it. So see if you can keep the knee just where it is, and then reach your arms tall. Nice. Breath in. Breath out, stay. And another breath in. And then on your exhale, extend that right leg as you bring your hands to your hips. And then with control, lower that right heel all the way down to the ground. Reach your arms tall once again. And then as you exhale, find a side stretch. So left hand is going to come around that right wrist, and we're going to pull that right wrist up and over. And now try not to change your legs. So keep pressing down through your right sit bone, and then send your right ribs towards the right. Imagine your right armpit lifting up towards the ceiling, so you'll get that extra stretch through the right side. And then as you inhale, come back through center. Left hand now is going to come behind you, and you're going to find a twist towards the left side. Right hand can cross over. Keep that spine lifted. So we went from that side stretch to now just a twist, where you're still getting that stretch through the right side as you twist, right? Breathing in and breathing out. With your next inhale, returning through center, you can reach your arms tall. And then on your exhale, bring your hands to your hips and we're folding forward. Hinging through those hips, giving a press through that right heel. And think about your ribs moving away from your hips. So see if you can find space in your waist. Take a full breath in. And take a full breath out. Nice job. One more. Inhale. And exhale. As you breathe in, let's rise up. If it feels good, reach your arms tall. And then as you exhale, lower your arms. And then bring that right leg in, plant your foot, and rest your hands on your thighs. Take a moment here, maybe give your shoulders a little roll. Come back to that breath. And then with your next inhale, again, lift your heels. As you exhale, push those heels down. Feel glutes and thighs engage. Again, inhale and lift. Exhale, push them down. One more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, and heels down. Now, left knee is going to come in, and we're going to do those cows and cats on this side. So really get that knee as close to your chest and your belly as you can, and then find that lift through your spine. Inhale, open up the chest. Exhale, round any amount. Push that back body back. And again, inhale and lift. Exhale and round. Really give yourself a deep breath in. Inhale, fill the chest. And exhale, push that air out as you round. And then find that neutral spine. Transfer your right hand to your right thigh and your left hand to your knee. And then find those rotations through your left hip. Encourage again that lifted spine. And then switch direction. Controlled movement here. And then bring that knee back through center, and then from here release those hands. So see if you can keep the knee right where it is so it doesn't change. Reach your arms tall, take a full breath in. Stay here, breath out, draw belly to spine. Another breath in, see if you can reach a little taller. And then on your exhale, hands to your hips, extend through that left leg, push through the heel, and with control, lower that left heel all the way down. Push down through the heel, reach your arms up, breath in. And then the right hand now wraps around the left wrist, and we're going to pull that left wrist over towards the right. We're going to push down through that left heel, and we're going to push down through that left sit bone. And then think about that left armpit lifting up so you're getting that extra space through the left rib cage. And then you can use your breath to even expand more. And take another breath in. Breath out, belly to spine. And then with your next inhale, come back through center. Try not to lose that space in the left side. And we're going to find a twist towards the right. Right hand behind you and left hand crosses over. Torso is turning towards the right. The shoulders stay over those hips. The crown of the head is reaching tall. And we're taking a full breath in. And a full breath out. One more. Inhale. And exhale. And then as you inhale, bring yourself back through center, reaching those arms up. And on your exhale, hands to your hips. And once again, find a forward fold, forward and down. So again, encouraging those hip creases to flex. So push them with your hands, push them back and down, and then find space through the waist. Another inhale, and another exhale. With your next breath in, let's rise up. Maybe those arms lift. And then as you exhale, let's lower those arms down. Bend that left knee and bring that left foot back, coming back into your seat. Nice job. Breathing in here and breathing out. With your next inhale, those arms will lift. And now find some space between your feet and your knees, and we're folding forward. Maybe arms stay by your ears, or as always, feel free to transfer your hands to your thighs. Give your spine a bit more support as you fold. Transfer your hands to your shins and then halfway lift, inhale. And exhale to fold forward. Halfway lift again, inhale. And fold, exhale. And one more. Inhale, half lift. And folding forward, exhale. A little bit more work here. So now find your halfway lift. Welcome to stay here. Or with your next inhale, see if you can bring your left arm by your ear. Maybe you stay here. Or with your next inhale, your right arm comes by your ear. Keep lengthening. Fingers away from sit bones, and now press quite a bit through your feet, especially pinky toe side of your feet. Breath in. Breath out, shoulders away from your ears. One more inhale. And on your exhale, let yourself fold all the way down. Maybe dangle if that feels good. Maybe you're looking under your chair. See if you can relax your neck. Full breath in. And an open mouth exhale. And then transfer your hands to your thighs and slowly with the chin tucked, lift that spine and come all the way up. Head will be the last to lift. And then once you are here, relax your shoulders. And then we're going to take those feet wider. So heel to toe your feet out. And then heel to toe your feet back in. And then again, take them out. And bring them back. And one more time, take them out. And bring them back in. This time we're going to take them out and we're going to pause. See if you can get your ankles more or less under your knees. Feel the squeeze through outer hips and glutes, the stretch through inner thighs. We're going to find a twist. Hands on your thighs, thumbs inside, fingers outside, lengthen up. Left shoulder is going to come forward. Torso turns towards the right thigh. Give that left thigh a push. And see what happens with your gaze. So your gaze or your face might be facing down towards the floor to your right thigh. Or you might find a little movement through the neck. You might turn your chin towards the right shoulder and then your chin towards the left. And just notice how that feels, maybe one more time each side. And then when you're ready, let's come back through center, lifting the torso. And let's do that on the other side as you exhale. Push that right thigh away, right shoulder dips forward and down. And then that torso turns towards the left side. Get that inner thigh stretch through the right. And feel that twist through your waist, through your shoulders. And then add maybe that movement through your neck. And then pause if you've got that movement going and bring yourself back through center on the inhale. We're going to reach those arms up, interlace those fingers and bring the hands to the back of the head. Open up through that chest, breathing in and breathing out. Stay here. As you broaden through your elbows, think about your knees going broad and back also. One more breath in. So really opening up through the front of that torso. Through the hips, breathing out. Last one here, breath in and breath out. And then bring yourself back through center. Maybe your arms reach tall, and on your exhale, lower those hands And then heel to toe those feet back together. Once you get here, hug in that left knee, give it a squeeze. Maybe your left ankle gets a little movement. Both directions. And then release that left foot and do the same with the right side. Bring it in and find a little movement through your right foot, ankle, and both directions. And then let's lower that right foot all the way down. Rest your hands on your thighs for a moment here. Take a full breath in. And take a long breath out. And then from here, we're going to find a little bit more with that lift of the leg and extending through the knee. So hip flexor work, quad, but also requires that strength through the core to keep your spine stable. So make sure you've got that engagement going on there. So with your next inhale, just lifting that right knee without using your hand as high as you can. Keep your foot flexed. And then as you exhale, see if you can extend that knee and then bend and then plant. And we'll do that movement again. So lift that knee. Try not to change anything else through the rest of the body. Extend, bend, and plant. And let's do it one more time, just like that. So as best you can, try to avoid leaning back too much. And if you need to lean some way, lean forward. Okay, so as you inhale, bring that knee in. Exhale, extend, bend, and plant. And we're going to switch sides. So try not to use your hands here. Bring that left knee in. Extend, bend, and plant. Again, lift, extend, bend, and plant. One more time like that. Lift, extend, bend, and plant. Nice job. With your next inhale, open up those knees, reach your feet, reach your arms wide and up, and then fold forward as you exhale. Hands to your shins, halfway lift on the inhale, and exhale, fold. Again, inhale, halfway lift, exhale, fold. And this time, inhale, half lift and hold here. And as we did before, maybe you stay with your hands on your shins, or this time, do cactus arms. So bend your elbows, 90-degree angles, and see if you can get your elbows in line with your shoulders and your forearms also in line with that back body. So kind of making this flat surface with your back. Elbows are lifting, hands are lifting too. Squeeze through the shoulder blades. Reach the crown of the head forward. Tailbone back. And really press through your feet. It's going to help. Another breath in. And then on your exhale, release everything down. Maybe hold on to opposite elbows. Maybe hang the head. Relax the neck. If this is not comfortable for your spine or your neck, remember you can bring your forearms onto your thighs and maybe cradle your head in your hands if that feels good. Try to relax through the neck, through that upper body. Breath in and breath out. And then with your next inhale, rising up, hands can come to your thighs, chin tucks, stack one vertebra over the other, and lastly, lifting your head, looking straight in front of you. Let things settle. Take a breath in and take a breath out. All right, so from here, let's take those feet wide once again. And this time we're going to do those kind of window wiper legs in this seated position. So we're going to try and get some stretch through the hip flexors and quads as we do this. So you might come onto the balls of the feet so that you can pivot a bit better. And then when you're ready, drop your right knee forward and down and turn your torso towards the left side. And then open through that right knee. And they'll do the same on the other side. Left knee drops, and you're turning torso towards the right. And then do that again. Open up through that left knee. Come through that center position, and then turn towards your left. And then open again. And turn towards your right. This time we're going to come back through center, and we're going to go towards the left, and we're going to pause here. We're going to get ourselves into a lunge position. So first thing probably is to drop your front heel and then walk your left foot towards the left side so that you can get your left knee more or less in line with your left hip. And then come onto the ball of that right foot. So your right toes are going to be pointing in the same direction as your left. And your right knee is pointing straight down towards the floor. Okay, so see if you can get yourself in this position. Your left sit bone is on the chair. Your right sit bone is off the chair. Shoulders over hips, and then right here, begin to push your hips slightly forward, engage through your right glute, and see if you can already feel a stretch through the front of your right hip. Okay, so this might be already where you're at, already feeling it here. Think about that push forward of that right hip. Your knee is pointing down, and you're strong through the ball of that right foot. Left hand can rest on your left thigh, and then as you breathe in, send your right arm up by your ear. Palm is facing in, and thumb is pointing back. And now lengthen a bit more, so reach actively through your right fingers and get that stretch going through the right side of the torso. Breath in. Stay strong through that right foot and engage through your right glute. Breath out. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, release. Right arm down. And then from here, we're going to come back through center. So open up that right knee. Walk your left foot in a bit as you come back through that middle place. Come back onto your heel, onto the balls of the feet. So lift your heels. And then we'll take it to the right side. So left knee goes down. Torso turns towards the right. And then situate your right foot so that you can plant it. Your ankle is more or less under your knee, and your knee is straight in front of your right hip. Left knee is pointing down. Come more onto the ball of that left foot. Align it so that it's comfortable and the knee is okay. And then give a little push through the ball of that left foot, a squeeze through your left glute, and then push your left hip forward. And see if you can feel that front of the hip space stretch. Quad maybe 2, depending on how tight that is. Take a breath in, no pain in the knees, so just make sure that that's okay. Breath out. And then when you're ready, we'll lift that left arm, so bring it forward and then up by your ear. And then as you push down through the ball of that left foot, reach through your left fingers. So all that space in the left side. Keep squeezing that left glute, breathing in. So quite a strong position and pose if you're doing all this. Okay, so you should feel this happening. Take another breath in. And then as you exhale, left arm releases down, and then come back through center. And then just bring your feet back to hip width and in front of you. And just take a moment, hands rest on thighs, spine grows tall. If it feels good to close your eyes for a sec, do so. Take a deep breath in. And take a long breath out. And see if you can do another one. Breath in. And see if you can make your exhale just a bit longer. And then one more time, see if you can lengthen just a little bit more. Breath in. And breath out. And then opening those eyes. And we're going to come up to standing. So when you're ready, feet are well planted. Those arms are going to reach forward. Those quads and hip flexors have worked, so it might be kind of easy, or they might be a little tired. So see where you're at, lifting those sit bones, breath in. And lowering those sit bones, breath out. And 2 more times, breath in, come forward and lift. Breath out and lower. And 1 more, breath in and lift. And breath out and lower. This time we're going to stay lifted, but keep that bend in your knees. Take a breath in. As you exhale, see if you can put a bit more weight into your heels and see if you can lift your toes and maybe give them a wiggle. You still got your knees bent. Take another breath in. Breath out. And then plant those toes and push the floor away. Straighten those legs. Lower your right arm down by your side and find a side stretch. Pause here. We're going to press down through that left foot and we're going to send the hips and the left ribs towards the left side. And then bring yourself back through center. And let's go to the other side. Exhale. And same thing here, not just your side stretch, but see if you can emphasize a bit more the grounding through the right foot and then the push of the right hip and ribs towards the right side. And then take a breath in and take a breath out. And then coming back through center, breathe in and then lower those arms down by your side as you breathe out. Shake it out, reset, wiggle, do whatever you need to do. And then we're going to find some table poses. We'll use the seat of the chair. We'll do a little bit of, it requires balance. It requires, anytime balance comes into play, it usually requires core strength too. So see if you can tap into that when we do this. It will also require some glute strength, you'll see. So finding your table pose first and get yourself set up. Your hands are more or less under your shoulders as usual. Your ankles, your knees and your hips are more or less in line. That stacking of joints is going to give you stability. And then try to find that more or less flat back body. So sometimes that bend in the knees will help to spread out those sit bones, to spread out through the sacrum, to neutralize that lower back. And then send your left shoulder blade towards the left and the right shoulder blade towards the right as you find a bit more space between those shoulder blades. And then some space in the back of the neck, so lengthen forward through the top of your head. Lengthen back through your sit bones and tailbone. All right, with a strong table pose, we're going to inhale the left leg straight out behind us. Doesn't have to come parallel to the ground, but it's got to be active. Okay, so think about flexing that left foot, engaging through your left glute and hamstring. That's what's lifting your leg. Okay, and then you might stay here, or you might lighten up on your right hand, maybe come onto your right fingertips. Maybe you walk your right hand forward away from you. Maybe you lift it, bring it to the back of your chair. Last step, maybe you extend your right arm out in front of you. So opposite hand or opposite arm and leg lift. No other change in the body as best you can. Take a full breath in. Nice job. Take a full breath out. Draw the belly to the spine. 1 more inhale. And then as you exhale, your right hand lowers back under your shoulder and your left foot lowers back under your hip. Nice job. Take an inhale here. Take an exhale. Again, engage through that core. Find that more or less flat back. Strong pose, and when you're ready, we're switching sides. Your right leg now is going to rise, so really strong right leg as it lifts. It's not dead weight, it's really activated. Keep those hips pointing down, and then when you're ready, lighten up on your left hand. Maybe you come onto those fingertips. Maybe the hand walks forward, still on the chair, maybe to the back of the chair. Take it in stages, no rush, and then maybe the arm reaches forward. If the arm is reaching forward, your alignment would be palm facing in, thumb pointing up. That keeps the shoulder in more of a neutral position. Take another breath in, breath out. Nice. One more inhale, and then with control, exhale, hand lowers and foot lowers. Bring your hands to your hips, chin to chest as you slowly unroll the spine and come up all the way to stand. Okay. So I guess I lied. We are going to do a little bit with the shoulders here since we're in this standing position. We're going to bring the hands behind us and then see if you can interlace your fingers. But bend your elbows. So you're going to bring your hands to kind of the lower back. Kind of they're sitting here at the sacrum. So there's almost like a little shelf where they can rest. Okay, so see if you can get this. And now just keep your hands here. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw the elbows towards one another. So there you go. So squeeze them in towards each other. Right away, you'll feel that opening through the fronts of the shoulders and the squeeze through the shoulder blades. All right, now comes the tricky part. So you don't want to change your spine here. And what we're going to try and do is we're keeping the elbows bent as they are, and we're just going to lift them as if you were lifting your hands off your lower back. Okay, so it's this little micro movement. Imagine that there was a string around your elbows and it was pulling those elbows straight up without lifting your shoulders. So you're not bringing your shoulders up by your ears. Right? So it's a kind of a really small movement, but you should really feel it in the fronts of your shoulders. There you go, nice. And trying not to change the position of your spine. So you're not going forward with your head or rounding or arching. Okay, so it's a very like a small movement, but quite intense. So find a few pulsations like that, remembering to breathe. And mainly see if you can feel it in the fronts of your shoulders. Take one more and then release. Release your arms by your side. Notice, how nice it feels to let it go. Wiggle your fingers, maybe give your shoulders a roll. And then from here, again, from this standing position, reach your right arm out into a T and then bring it across the chest. Bend the elbow. Hand to the shoulder, and the left hand can bring that elbow in a bit more. Okay, so after doing that work with the fronts of the shoulders, we're just contracting them here and giving the back body a nice stretch. Those shoulder blades were kind of working towards one another quite a bit before. And then open up your arms and do the same on the other side, so just switching sides. Breathe in and breathe out. And then we're releasing, and we'll come back to our table pose, and we're going to do that balancing pose, arm and leg lift once again. So get yourself set up, spread your fingers, and then when you're ready, we'll start with the right leg. So inhale, right leg rises. Remember, you're using your hamstring and your right glute to lift that leg. Foot is flexed. And then maybe those left fingers come off the chair. Maybe they walk forward. Maybe they reach all the way out in front of you over the back of your chair. Try not to change the rest of the body. Torso is still facing down. Gaze is down. Hips are pointing down. Another breath in. As you exhale, hand lowers and foot lowers. Switching sides. Inhale, left leg rises. Squeeze through that left glute. Engage through that hamstring. Keep your hips square towards the floor, and maybe your right hand leaves the chair. Maybe it reaches forward. Remember to breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Another breath in. And as you exhale, hand lowers And left foot lowers. Nice job. From your table pose, find some cows and cats. Drop the belly, chest forward, gaze up. Exhale, round your spine, chin to chest, push that back body up. And again, inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. One more time, inhale into cow. And exhale into cat. Nice job. From here, hands to your hips. Make your way up to stand. Relax those shoulders, and then we'll take it down onto the mat. So you can move the chair out of the way. And we're going to meet in a seat with the legs in front of us. So I said we could do some core work down on the mat. So I think we'll take it all the way down to the mat, onto our back. So once you found your seat, feet planted, and you can work on that core as we lower down, or you could skip that and come onto your side and roll over. If you're working on the core, reach your arms forward. Find that lifted spine first. Okay, keep your feet planted throughout as best you can, and then see if you can come just kind of halfway down, as if you were making like a V shape with your thighs and your torso. And see if you can pause there. Press down through your feet, expand through your chest. Take a full breath in. Take a full breath out. Notice here, if you round it, draw the shoulder blades back and down. One more breath here. And then on the exhale, we're going to lower. So this time, begin to round your spine. Chin towards the chest. And then lower back first. With control, mid back. With control, upper back. And with control, head. Whole of that back body now is on the ground. Bring those knees into your chest for a moment. Rock a bit from side to side. And then we're going to release, feet to the ground. Knees are bent, hip width, and we're going to do kind of the same movement that we did sitting, but on our back body. So whatever works for you with your arms, you could rest them at your belly, you could have them by your side, whatever feels comfortable. But as we do this, try to keep your lower back well planted, your shoulder blades planted, your head planted. With your next inhale, your right knee comes in towards your chest without using your hands. And as you exhale, extend that leg up towards the ceiling. And then from here, we're going to lower that leg to hover over the ground, keeping it in that more extended position. And then we're going to bend that knee, keep it hovering. Draw that knee all the way into your chest, and then extend it all the way up. And then with control, again, lower it to hover over the mat. And then again, hovering that foot, bend the knee, draw it back in towards your chest. Again, extend it up and take it to hover. Keep that lower back pressing down. Last one like that. Bend that knee, hover that foot, bring that knee in. Extend. And then hover with that leg extended. Now pause here, leg extended, hovering over the mat. See if you can engage through your right glutes, flex through your right foot. Take another breath in. And as you breathe out, bend into that right knee, and now plant your foot next to the left. We'll do that same thing now with the left side. So right foot is going to stay planted with the knee bent. We're going to bring that left knee in towards the chest without using hands. And then extend that left leg towards the ceiling. And then with control, slowly lower that leg to hover over the mat. And then keep that left foot hovering, bend that knee, draw it back towards the chest. Extend. And then take it all the way to hover. Do this slow and with control. Bend the knee, draw it in. Extend it to the ceiling. And take it to hover. One more time. Bend the knee, bring it in slowly. Extend. And take it to hover. And now pause here. Left leg is hovering. Press that lower back into the mat. Full breath in, some engagement through the left glute. And full breath out. And then bend into that left knee and plant that left foot next to the right. Bring your heels a bit closer to your sit bones. We're going into a bridge pose. Arms are by your side, palms are facing down. When you're ready, lift those hips, inhale. And pause, exhale. Pausing here. So now finding some space once again in the front of the hips. So anytime we work on core, hip flexors, quads, usually your body will want to go then afterwards into some extension, some stretch through there. So bridge poses, those lunges that we did in the seated position, okay? Anything that will restore some space once again around that area. Take another breath in. And then from your bridge pose, gently lowering your hips back to the ground. Send your feet a bit wider and let your knees rest against one another. Maybe your hands come to your belly. Take 3 cycles of breath. And we're going to do a little bit more with that core here on our backs. So it's a reclined eagle pose. Bring your feet back to hip width and then cross your right thigh over your left thigh. So find your eagle legs. Remember with your eagle legs, some of you might be able to tuck your right toes behind the left calf. If that's available and feels right, you could do that here. If not, just draw that right foot towards your left shin, towards your left leg. Then once you've got your eagle legs, let's find those eagle arms. So open your arms out into a T and then bring your right arm under the left. So you're crossing at your elbows, try to stack them, and then find your version. Maybe your hands rest on your shoulders. And you're sending your elbows away from you, shoulder in line with your shoulders. Maybe your forearms come towards one another. Maybe some of you will bring your palms to touch. So our usual eagle, only difference is we're doing it lying down. Now here comes the core work. We're going to take a full breath in. And then on the exhale, we're going to draw elbows and knees towards one another. So if you can, you might lift your feet off the ground, draw those knees in, and then draw your elbows towards your knees without lifting your head. And then as you breathe in, we're going to extend out. So without dropping your feet to the ground, if you can, send your elbows overhead and send your knees away from you. So elbows and knees are going away from each other. And then we're drawing them back in. Exhale, squeeze them in. So that movement 2 more times. Send them out as you inhale. Draw them back in as you exhale. And then again, extend, send them away from one another. And then draw them back in. Nice job. As you inhale, unwind your arms, unwind your legs, and just give yourself a little hug. Maybe rock from side to side. Full inhale. And full exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. All right, so we're going to tackle that on one more side. So plant your feet and then get your eagle legs going. So this time your left thigh is going to come over the right. And once again, maybe toes tuck behind the right leg, or maybe you draw that left foot towards the right leg. As inner thighs are squeezing. Open up your arms when you're ready. And then your left arm now is going to come under the right. And again, hands can come to shoulders, but think about lifting your elbows in line with shoulders. Or maybe your forearms come together, your palms. Once you've got your eagle arms and eagle legs, here comes the hard work. So take a full breath in. And then on your exhale, draw those knees and elbows towards one another. So squeeze yourself in here. And then with your breath in, we're going to lengthen. Send those elbows and knees away from one another. Maybe your feet stay in the air, or maybe you plant them. And then again, lift and bring them in. Elbows to knees, squeezing in. And then extend out. Press lower back into the mat. And again, draw them in. Exhale, squeeze them in. And extend them out. Last one, bring those elbows and knees towards one another. And then release. Unwind those arms, unwind those legs. Plant your feet wide, let your knees rest against one another. And then we're going to open those arms out into a T, and we'll drop the knees towards the left side. And pausing here, let your knees drop towards the ground. And see if you can feel again that space in the front now of your right hip. So again, after that core work, we're making space in the front of the body. And take a few cycles of breath right here. Maybe there's some open mouth exhales. And then when you're ready, let's take it over to the other side. So those knees come back up. Remember, your feet are wide. And then we're taking those knees towards the right side. So you've got space for that left knee to lower towards the ground. And that's going to give you that extra space through the front of that left hip. You might feel it left side of your waist, left side of the belly, maybe going into the left ribs. And those sensations, you can always emphasize the stretch with your breath in. And then you can find some softening with your breath out. One more inhale. And exhale. And then we'll bring those knees back through center. And bring your hands to rest on your belly and just take inventory and see if there is anything else that your body might need before we find stillness. And try not to overthink. So just go with intuition if your neck wants to move, if your chin wants to drop from one shoulder to the other. If you feel just like wiggling your toes or your fingers. Maybe you just feel like taking a few deep breaths. Give yourself just a few moments. And then eventually make your way into stillness. So find the most comfortable position for you today. And then allow yourself to really settle and drop into it. You might use a few open mouth exhales to let go of effort, let go of tension. And for the next couple minutes or so, there is nothing else to do. So see if you can give yourself this moment of pause, this moment of being without necessarily doing. And now just check in, notice if the mind was calm or was busy. And feel any sensations in your physical body. Bring your attention back to your breath. And then see if you can emphasize a bit more your breath in and your breath out. And now letting your breath inform some gentle movement back into your fingers and your toes. Maybe your ankles and your wrists. Moving in any other way that feels right to you. And then eventually from your back body you might roll onto one side. If you're doing that, you might give yourself a little extra hug here. Really bring those knees close to your chest. And find a full breath in. And an open mouth exhale. And then push into your hands and make your way up. We'll end together in a comfortable seat. Hands resting on the lap or resting at the heart. Finding that lifted spine. But staying still relaxed through the face and the shoulders. We'll take this moment to acknowledge the practice, to acknowledge ourselves for practicing today, to acknowledge those that practice with us today and any other time, and then to acknowledge all those who make it possible. And we'll end with a word that means that the light in me recognizes and honors the light in you. Namaste.